Hi, and welcome to the Fratm Show. I'm Fratm. Tonight let's talk about 3D printing and using Linux. Can you use Linux to 3D print? Of course you can. The nice thing about 3D printers is that they are system agnostic. This means that it really does not matter what your OS is for the 3D printer to work, since they are pretty much standalone devices. Most, if not all, modern 3D printers print objects based on G-code. G-code is a set of instructions that tells the printer what to do. It controls the X, Y, and Z axis and tells the printer when to extrude the filament and when to retract filament, among other things, which I won't go into detail in this video. You will need to use software to design your 3D object, and then more software to convert that item into G-code. The software that is commonly used for 3D design is some form of 3D CAD. There are plenty of free ones out there for Linux, but I prefer to use a free web-based one called Tinkercad. By the way, this is not sponsored by Autodesk. Tinkercad is owned by Autodesk, and although it is a very basic CAD program, it actually is fairly powerful and easy to learn and use. I've designed several items using it without much trouble, but I have to admit that I'm not a pro at it yet because things do not always come out the way I expect them to. The popular CAD software that a lot of 3D printing hobbyists like to use is Fusion 360, which is also by Autodesk. It can be had for free if you get the hobbyist license, but unfortunately it is only available for Mac and Windows. I have had success in running it in a Windows virtual machine, but I still prefer to use a simpler Tinkercad for my designs. Maybe someday I'll learn Fusion, but I have no need for it right now. Most of my designs are pretty simple. After you design your object in Tinkercad or some other 3D modeling program, you'll then save the file as an STL file. Next, we need to slice up this object using something called a slicer. Thankfully, the more popular and powerful slicer programs are available for Linux and for free. Two of the most popular ones are Slicer, spelled S-L-I-C-3-R. Some folks pronounce it Slick3R. Kinda makes sense to call it that, so I'll call it that from here on out. And then there's Cura. I use Cura mostly because it is the one I discovered first, so I'm more familiar with it. There are other slicer programs out there, but I have yet to find one with more features than Cura, and not all of them are free. The slicer is where you'll define your print parameters, such as layer height, infill pattern, infill percentages, print speed, bed and nozzle temperatures, amongst other things. Usually this is where you'll do most of your tweaking to get the print to come out as perfect as possible. Slicers tend to support custom profiles. A lot of times you can find good profiles for your brand and model of 3D printer. I highly recommend finding one that comes recommended for your printer. Once you load your STL file and then configure any custom changes you'd like done to it, you would then export it as G-code file. The G-code file is what the printer understands. It is typically a text file with raw printer commands that control the servos and filament extruders. The third step really depends on your printer. You would either save the G-code to an SD card, or in my case, I use a system called Octoprint, which is a Raspberry Pi based 3D print server that allows me to store my G-code on the Raspberry Pi and print the objects from there. It also monitors temperatures, print times, and gives you more control over stopping, pausing, and resuming prints. Another great feature is the ability to connect to a webcam, watch your prints from remote location, and pause and stop them from remote location. This is nice because if for some reason your print is failing, you can stop it from across the country via the internet. It can also save a time lapse of the print for you to view later. Octoprint also supports plugins to allow slicing right on Octoprint, or streaming to YouTube or Twitch. There are so many plugins for it, it's crazy. I couldn't even list them all. From what I've read, most modern printers will work with Octoprint, so it is worthwhile to pick up a Raspberry Pi and a cheap webcam and install Octopi, a Raspbian based distro, and connect it to your printer. So far I've only printed a few things on my printer. I've only had it since about January. I've had a few failed prints, mostly because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm still learning, but anything that I've downloaded from some of the free print sites like Thingiverse have printed just fine and actually printed really nice. The printer I have is called a Triality Ender 3. It's probably one of the lowest price printers you can get out there. It's made in China. The hardware is 100% open source, and so is the firmware, so it's totally hackable and configurable. That's really cool. I love things that I can modify, and I've actually done a few modifications to it. For an under $200 printer, it's actually pretty darn good. It gets great reviews, and I did a lot of research before I went out and picked one up, and this was the one that, you know, without spending $1,000, this one had all the features I wanted. So, again, Can you 3D print from Linux? Of course you can, because it doesn't matter what operating system you're running. And 3D printing is a lot of fun, and it's one of those hobbies I highly recommend. But just keep in mind, like any hobby out there, it's not for everybody. If you're the kind of person who likes to tinker and build things and put things together, and you don't mind getting your soldering iron out once in a while, get one of the 3D printer kits. They're fun. Anyways, I hope you found this video informative and maybe learned a little something. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a great night. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.